If you're a true Liverpool fan, subscribe to Anfield Signal. Alexander Isak steps up Liverpool injury recovery as encouraging new photographs released. British transfer record £125 million signing Alexander Isak has been absent since suffering a serious injury when scoring for Liverpool in their 2-1 win at Tottenham Hotspur in December. Alexander Isak stepped up his recovery from a broken leg with a gym session and some lightball work at Liverpool's AXA training centre on Friday. The £125 million striker suffered the injury setback when he was caught by Tottenham Hotspur's Mickey van de Ven in a 2-1 win for the Reds in North London in December. Isak opened the scoring on the day with an emphatic finish from Florian Wirtz's pass before he was caught by van de Ven and forced off just 11 minutes after coming on as a halftime substitute. The Sweden international underwent surgery to correct an ankle injury that included a fibula fracture, and no timeframe has been placed on when he will be cleared for a comeback. However, Isak was pictured on official club channels on Friday afternoon working in the gym and undergoing some basic football drills inside the £50 million training complex. A date has still not been slated for the former Newcastle United man's return, but the latest developments will be viewed as an encouraging sign as the Reds look to get the most expensive footballer in British football history back on the pitch as soon as possible. It's been an injury-troubled campaign for Isak since he completed his record-breaking switch to Merseyside on September 1st. An acrimonious departure from Newcastle, which led to him effectively going on strike, meant he arrived at Anfield having had no pre-season program to build up his fitness. As a result, there was an acceptance at Liverpool that the opening weeks at his new club would mainly be focused around building up the endurance levels to a Premier League standard. The Reds' new number 9 then didn't play for a month after a groin injury in the 5-1 win at Eintracht Frankfurt in October when he was withdrawn at halftime. He has so far been restricted to just 10 Premier League appearances since his move to the defending champions on transfer deadline, and 14 in all competitions, scoring twice. Speaking last month, Liverpool head coach Arne Slot said of Isak's recovery program, "He's not even on the pitch yet. He's just out of his walker." So that tells you that he's not on the pitch yet and not expected on the pitch today or tomorrow in terms of his recovery work. It's going to take a while before he's back, as we knew. Sunderland takes drastic action as club chief leaves after Liverpool transfer failure. Liverpool failed in its attempt to sign Lutgerald Geertruida late on in the winter transfer window, with Sunderland now having taken action on its setup at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland has parted ways with its sporting director, just over a week after Liverpool failed in its attempt to sign Lutgerald Geertruida. The Reds made a late attempt during the winter transfer window to secure the versatile defender, who is currently on loan at the Stadium of Light from RB Leipzig. Although the Bundesliga side was said to have been prepared to give the green light for the move to Anfield, Sunderland ultimately decided against terminating the loan, with the Black Cats having not been in a position to find a replacement in time with around 24 hours remaining in the window. The club though has now taken drastic action, with sporting director Christian Speakman leaving, according to The Athletic. His exit comes after Sunderland's board decided to move forward without him, it's claimed. Director of football Florent Gisolfi has been central to building Regis Lebris' side since July, with the club feeling that it has now reached the end of a transitional period, with Speakman's departure marking the conclusion. Gisolfi will therefore likely be the man that decides on Geertruida's future beyond the summer. Sunderland has the option to make the defender's move permanent at the end of the season, although Lebris has raised doubts over whether that will happen. "I don't know, to be fair, I don't know," Lebris said last week. "I really appreciate his profile, the person as well, he's a good teammate in the dressing room. Like Trey, Hugh, for example. Trey is our captain, right back, left back, center back, right winger, midfielder. So the versatility in modern football is key. Probably you can't have 6 or 7 players like that, but at least 2 or 3 are really important, and I think Lucha is this kind of player." As for Liverpool, it's not clear whether the Reds' interest in Geertruida will extend into the summer, having eyed him up as a loan signing amid injuries to Connor Bradley and Jeremy Frimpong at right back. Speaking about his side's transfer activity in the winter, Arne Slot said, "I think I've said that we've tried to strengthen the squad, so that probably tells you, I wanted players, and I don't think I was the only one who wanted that. But it's always about availability and the right player. We do have discussions about what is good for the short and for the long term of the club, and now, for example, Jeremy Jacquet wasn't available for the winter, but he was for the summer. We've made a decision to sign him because we think he's a really good signing for the future of this club. I'm very happy with the squad. Let that be clear. But it's all clear and obvious that we have 3 long-term injuries: Bradley, Leone, Alexander Isak. That's why we've tried to strengthen the squad in the winter break, and the player you mentioned, Gertruida, in the end, wasn't available. But we've tried to strengthen the squad, that is clear. And that tells you that we think that it would have helped us. But it should be possible that we're not going to sign players that are not good enough to play for this club. 3 Liverpool stars to be handed excellent opportunity by Arne Slot. Liverpool are embroiled in a battle for a place in the Premier League's top 4, but on Saturday night attention will turn to the FA Cup. Brighton and Hove Albion will make the long journey to Anfield to play a 4th-round tie against the reigning Premier League champions. The FA Cup and the Champions League are the Reds' only realistic hopes of a trophy this season, with the league title now almost definitely out of reach. As such, the 4th-round tie is a highly important match for Arne Slot's team, but it could also prove the perfect opportunity for Dutchman to give 3 of his stars the chance to shine. In Liverpool's previous FA Cup tie, a 4-1 home win over Barnsley, the head coach opted to utilize a near full-strength team. Rio Ngumaha was given his 3rd start of the season in that game, and the Englishman could be in line for another start against Brighton on Saturday. The cup game also represents the perfect opportunity for Slot to test a couple of the other players on the periphery of the first team. Trey Nyoni has started twice for Liverpool this term, and Kieran Morrison has started just once, but both could feature on Saturday. Nyoni has been a common fixture on Slot's bench this season, with Morrison an unused sub in 2 of the last 4 matches. Ngumaha has stepped up to fill the gap left by Luis Diaz this season and, with a potential departure on the cards for Mohamed Salah this summer, a good performance from Morrison against Brighton could see the 19-year-old do the same on the other flank. Ngumaha, Nyoni and Morrison are regarded as 3 of the brightest prospects in Liverpool's academy and, with every league and Champions League game now vital, the FA Cup 4th round could be the last chance Slot gets to properly assess them in a game situation this season.